Hello and welcome to my Champions League game. I was promoted to the Champions League as a bronze medalist of the current Polish Championships. And my opponent from the first round is Scott Senen, an American player who I believe resides in Vietnam right now. One hour per game, 3 hours is more convenient for him. A standard setup. It's not the most convenient if my Red Scare headline gets gets defected, and the hand is great anyway, so maybe I'll headline Nasser and then try to boost up my position in the Middle East. Maybe dominate Asia, and if I can't, well, I have 5-year plan. I also have UN intervention, and Marshall Plan or US-Japan are most probably subjects to the UN intervention. Therefore, five-year plan costs me an action round or a China card. Okay, let's start with Nasser anyway, and it was a good choice, taking into account Middle East scoring. So first things first, let's start from a coup in Iran. With Red Scare, I rolled a 5, so it's great. Of course, I'd like him to not counter coup successfully with a high roll, mostly because I may be short of action rounds.
No, cześć. Zaraz.
If he counters so that he's not present in Iran and has no access to Pakistan and Afghanistan, it's okay. I can ignore the fact that DEFCON is not a 2 and spread. I'm not really sure whether I'm okay with spending the China card, but it usually is dictated by the 3 cards: 5-year plan, duck and cover, and CIA created. Well, Fidel also adds to these considerations. I assume Lebanon, yep. Now I failed, okay. I UN intervened Marshall Plan, which means I have to agree to either play US-Japan or just space it. But if I push with a China card, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's perfectly okay. Plus, if he goes to Thailand now, I feel that cooing Thailand with the China card is the best I can do. Another thing worth considering is that maybe I can provoke him to just fill Japan. Hmm. With DEFCON at 4, I'd better put more in Pakistan. After all, he can have one more 4-op, namely NATO. Of course, this is it. I no longer have the options to boost Asia, except like cooing Indonesia. Or things like taking India with the US-Japan, provided he goes to Japan. And of course, if possible, I'd like to score Asia and hold 5-year plan. But it's risky if he plays fiddle on me and CIA comes to my hand. I will take this risk. Alright, let's try Thailand. Not good enough, I believe. So Asia will give me 2. Is it worth? I think it is. But I think it's even more worth to try to space first. Oh! If we are switching this way... Damn, he succeeded, and I feel I should space 5-year plan anyway in this case, because Europe is not of a concern as much as CIA. And US-Japan is not as bad. Now it's interesting to see whether he coups or not. He should, because leaving DEFCON at 4 leaves Thailand vulnerable. But in this case, he should go to Thailand, I guess. Okay, so DEFCON is at 4. Socialist governments, and if it's defected, oh well, I don't have better headlines anyway. It's too early for fiddle. And Thailand is a great coup target for NATO. A 50-50? Well, not really, because 4 is not good enough because he has the China card. But 6 certainly is enough. Okay, I can't complain about the rolls. The only roll that really failed in this game was a roll to Arab-Israeli war, which was actually his roll. I mean, he activated it. Okay. I keep being lucky. So, Let's play Formosan resolution quite soon, before he gets the opportunity to play the China card, conveniently. Not that it really matters. I should be able to keep at least even in Asia, but assuming he takes Taiwan, Japan, and wins Indo-Pakistani war, it starts being close. Another Indo-Pakistani war or brush war. Yeah, his spread looks natural quite. Okay, so Burma is worth taking, and Middle Eastern domination is worth taking. Apart from that, I think I'm gonna take Burma and India, and then perhaps spend some points in the Middle East. India is now worth taking together with Burma, because yes, it's always vulnerable to Indo-Paki, but if I don't take it, Pakistan is as vulnerable to Indo-Paki as than India. It's a 1/6 chance, but still it is. Blockade with Suez crisis. Okay, I will give it to him eventually, because taking India and Burma at the same time was more or less crucial. I think I will hold NORAD and see where it leads. My Asian domination should be quite secure, provided I don't forget about over-controlling North Korea. So I think my next move is gonna be something like this. Mr. Spaceman. 1, 2, 3, because he's closer here. And it would be advisable to take Libya, or at least put one there, just in case he gets a coup next turn and gets me off Egypt. So it was a good call. To get rid of Formosan resolution so soon. I don't think I am ever in danger of losing Asia soon. Of course, Usuri can change this optics, but by now it looks good. Asia looks good, Middle East looks good, Europe, well, Europe hardly ever looks good. He has CIA, but I got Red Scare and I got defectors, so he can't use it. I have mainly American hand, but it's not a problem because most of these events are easy manageable or acceptable in terms of not being so annoying. Of course, Perch is my main choice. He went to Cameroon, and I wonder what's the best way to handle this. I am really thinking about cooing Lebanon with what? With special relationship, I think, because Arab-Israeli war gets even stronger under these circumstances. This leaves DEFCON at 3. the one who drops it is quite likely to lose some stuff in Africa. Okay, now that Marshall Plan is played, special relationship is quite pointless. I mean, it's not gonna be easily cancelable, and it's not gonna really change things. I assume he takes Canada, which just encourages me to space NORAD. Now, should I coup Cameroon? Or coup Lebanon? Or coup Zaire? With Cameroon, we can go tit for tat, and it's mostly Rolly. Besides, he's purged, so I don't want to reduce this round for a series of coups in one stabs, because it's the best the purged player can do. After coupping Lebanon, he can counter-coup it, but this is risky, because if he loses it, then I seize the initiative against Cameroon. He doesn't have very good targets to lower DEFCON, and once he does it, I can coup Cameroon with defectors, and anything higher than 1 is okay, or with East European unrest, paying 1 more point, but with no downside risks. Let's start with Lebanon, because even a 1 here forces him to react. I wrote a 3, and having 2 it's not the greatest achievement, but it's very good in terms of scaring him under purge. Because, if he coups and fails, I may use Arab-Israel war directly, or I may realign Israel. Now, my concerns. He has Indo-Pakistani war. So, he's gonna get MILOPS anyway. And I couldn't really stop it. He's got D-Style, so I don't get it because he's going to space it. He has CIA, which is actually good. He's gonna probably play it somewhere in the middle of the turn for op, because it's not purged. He has Romanian abdication, and he has independent Reds. So Romanian is going to be unpurged as well. Oh, and he has NATO. I assume Egypt or Libya. Libya, and he gained control there with a 5. Okay, he deserved some good coup. Now Arab-Israeli war looks like a good hold card. Now please, not a 1. A 6 is not a 1, so it meets my requirements. I assume Zaire. Yep. Wow, I could be him. I'm playing like him. Okay, I'm quite cut of good places to put ops to. Nigeria is one obvious target. So let's create a second obvious target. And of course take this one. Saudi Arabia is of course another one. I have identified several of his poor cards or unplayable, so maybe he doesn't have a good card to go to Algeria now. He doesn't. At least not good enough. No reason to boost Egypt. I remember about you, Uncle Sadat. And this was kinda sorta commitment to the end of the turn. NORAD and containment in this order to be played. Influence in Dopaki. Okay, it was reasonable. I'm not sure about Libya as a target, but I think Angola could be better in case of some Portuguese Empire crumbles or South African unrest. Alternatively, Panama. But I understand why he didn't want to roll against India. Even a victory doesn't change the Asian domination, and it's only 1/6. I think my containment goes, excuse me, to Saudi Arabia and Nigeria, because if he gets to Saharan states, he would start to threatening takeover of Nigeria. Ugly early war. I don't agree. With this, but I understand why he didn't like the early war. After all, after such an ugly early war, he still dominates Europe. Hmm. And he dominates space race. Muslim revolution, is it worth or not? 5-year plan, it's duck and cover. I think Muslim revolution is by itself worth playing our men in Tehran for free. To Kuzair, for example. And it's worth not giving it to Missile Envy. Now, blue cards in my hand are quite problematic in that I must space duck and cover, I think, or give it to Missile Envy. Therefore, I probably have to play Ask Not on him. Bird trapped me. Oh, let's get rid of duck and cover this way, and I'm quite glad about the outcome. I assume I'm losing Nigeria, but I'm winning Libya in return and boosting OPEC. I should really consider salt negotiations for an event to regrab OPEC, because it's effectively 5 victory points. And goodbye Nigeria. Okay, no realignment rolls. That was a misclick. I know. Seeing this may encourage him to take Jordan, which lessens the impact of Arab-Israeli war. But Arab-Israeli war would be speculative. It it would prove similar mindset to the one which lost me the game against Henrik Petersen. Objectively, there's no reason for me to rush here. Of course, Arab-Israeli war is a source of MILOPS, and this should not be forgotten. But after Salt negotiations, there should be another sources of MILOPS. Missile envy influence. Yeah, John. So, let's cash this in. Mr. Spacey. Let's attempt to cash this in again. And to coup a one stab, by the way. Space race again. Okay, so now that he spaced twice, maybe Kennedy is a good card to play. Because why not? He got rid of the nastiest card he had, I believe. Not all nastiest cards. So maybe don't rush with this Kennedy. Okay, Africa now looks too good for him. Truman in Libya. So just a DEFCON dropper. Okay, I'm asking not. Simply because 5-year plan would be more or less the same and Arab-Israeli war looks the best as a headline. Stay of execution. Damn it. I did it again to myself. Should have spaced it. Or even better, of course, should have gone to Jordan. Okay, now that Arab-Israeli war is pointless, I think I go with Brezhnev doctrine and a hard fight for Africa. Missile envy is gone. Ooh, and Africa is just scored. Well, in this case, let's switch targets a little. Europe, Asia, Southeast Asia, Americas, the scorings which are left. Could have rolled better, but I can't have all the good things in this game. Normally, it's a risky move, but should be less risky now that I have boosted stuff. Ooh, but I lost this one. This may be a game changer along with Kennedy. The remaining scorings don't look that good, although Asia should be good, always. Maybe I should have been greedier. Point by point is grabbing my entire advantage. Okay, let's do this one. I don't think I need 5-year plan because the scorings remaining don't look bad. So let's boost the remaining scorings and let's give him nuclear subs. Here's the last one. Where's Truman? Somewhere here. Okay, so let's attempt to do some French unrest. So I'm no longer going to win by steamroll, but still the map does look good for long-term purposes. Of course, it strongly depends on the golden cards that are coming. Junta and Brush War. I got none of them. But I got Decal. Undefectable Decal. Assuming he may have colonial rearguards, this is a perfect counter. To Cuban Missile Crisis. Okay, let's attempt to grab that match from Asia. Southeast Asia, I mean. A lack of cooing can be hurtful. Okay. But cannot be helped, I guess. So I won't make use of che this time. My best bet is probably to put an expensive card in Nicaragua and hope he doesn't roll good enough. So shuttle diplomacy to Nicaragua, and then, if it succeeds, Nixon to Cuba and immediately end the crisis. But first things first, and 6 points from Southeast Asia, because I assume he's going to take Philippines, is the first thing. UN intervening flower power was not something I would expect to see very often. Okay. So now that he grabbed this from me, I no longer need to do the stuff I was talking about. So puppet goes to space. I probably play the Nixon. But let's first make some mess here. So far none of us has Milops, of course, but this is gonna change. Of course, junta in Peru followed by realigning Chile is an option for him. Mr. Spacely, sooner or later he's gonna advance. But he had Asia scoring, and I am very glad about it. So, let's assume I won't be forced to play Sadat. Hmm. Let's play this. I wanted to play it anyway, so let's just have more flexibility for the last action round. Central America is the left scoring, but it's a void scoring. Okay, so shuttle diplomacy without Sadat so far. Keeping Middle East scoring victorious if it comes now. Of course, if he performs a coup now, it all becomes pointless, because these 2 points change everything. Central America is the only long gunman. Select use for operations. Tricky. What my use for operations can be? I feel lucky. Let's realign Argentina. I wasn't lucky enough. I assume a one-up coup, a one-up coup, yeah. So 1 mil up in his favor. Central America scoring, of course, the one that was awaiting. Suez crisis, well, that's great. Junta, well, that's not so great. UN intervention, why not with Sadat? I have nothing better than the China card here. I know it encourages him to coup Nicaragua, after which my brush war may still not give me the victory along with Central America scoring an arms race, even if I win a brush war against Mexico. And actually Mexico looks like a best target. Or maybe Italy? Actually, Italy is the greatest target because it's a European target working at 3, 4, 5, and 6. And in the long term, Europe is the most problematic for me. I mean, Central America, even if I lose it by 1 or 2 points, it's not a big deal. Italy no longer as good. Okay, Italy is now even worse than I assumed. Would be won, would be victorious. Now Central America scoring would be winning on the spot. Of course, I doubt whether he allows me to. Doesn't. So let's cash this. I know it's a short-term playing, but I would cash this anyway at this stage of the game. And now he is in trouble. And now he no longer is in trouble. I couldn't imagine a better start of the Champions League. And of course I must admit that luck was strongly on my side in this game. However, it was a wastable luck, and I, let's say, a little jokey, I squandered the opportunity to waste my good luck. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Now, for his question, do you want to play our second game? Champions League consists of 8 groups, and each group has 4 participants, and we play 2 games of opposite superpowers against each other. 2 best players from each group advance further. I was drawn from the 4th pot, so every player in my group is measuring by ratings higher than me. But as you can see, ratings don't play, players do.